And one of my clients, it was randomly at like, what, 2 p.m. in the afternoon, they asked me this simple question that put me in a loop for like 1 minute until I actually thought about it. They asked me, would you rather an as you should woman or I didn't ask you to girl? Now at first, my first initial thought was like, this is hell versus double hell. All right, but then I actually thought of it for a second and it became way easier to answer. Hear me out, walk with me here. Okay, so when it comes to the as you should girl, all right, their concept of relationships in general, it's already skewed to a point where it's like it's not love anymore. And what does that entail? All right, that entails that the basic means of the transaction in general, it is based off something materialistic, and anything can be materialistic, whether it be from Chanel bags all the way to thrifted dress shirts. All right, everything's materialistic, and a lot of things in relationships could be seen as transactional. All right, whatever like is in demand that is not that like is expected from you and stuff like that. All right, that's all transactional in a sense. So what as you should entails is that it should already be given due to the fact that this love entails that. This relationship entails that I get this certain thing. Now, again, I already told you what's wrong with that. That shows that love is another form of entitlement, which is not. Now, the difference between her and I didn't ask you to, and the I didn't ask you to girl, is the I didn't ask you to girl, all right, she's already making a statement in which there is no expectation for anything. All right, this relationship that she garnered from you, okay, is something that didn't really have to develop into what you wanted to be in your mind, okay? And what does that mean, okay? So whatever you wanted in your mind was mostly transactional in a sense. And what I didn't ask you to breaks down is the entire framework of what you think this relationship is. I didn't ask you to basically means that it basically just like kind of exposes you in a sense, because for her to say that, it means you've done something that you think you should get a reward from. And according to the philosophy, let me be a pseudo-intellectual for 1 second, please. Let me be a pseudo-intellectual for 1 second. Okay? According to like a lot of interviews from Slavoj Zizek, for example, he mentions that if anything is to be expected from said relationship, what's the point of calling it love in general? Because is love basically just a checklist of things that you want? Or is it something that is brought out through desire? And is desire something that is transactional in general? I mean, desire is something. Okay, let me backtrack. Okay, desire is something transactional because you are willing to have something, to get something. But the thing with desire, the whole concept of desire is basically ending me here. The desire for said person shouldn't be through a means in which we expect something from said person. Is to give as much as possible. The concept of love in general should be to give as much as you can to make said person happy without anything in return. All right, to love someone, to see them for what they are, and to, even though you may get nothing in the end, still see them as the same. All right, and still have that journey with them. Okay, I kind of got on a tangent right after this, so the whole okay, I backtrack. What I meant by the concept of desire, okay? When it comes to desiring something, we want more than what it actually is, all right? And that all goes down to the ego and wanting to make everything feel small, as I explained in other videos and stuff like that. Now that concept of desire is what kind of like bleeds in through our relationships and stuff like that, and how we perceive relationships with other beings, all right? It's all just to channel our own desires and to make it ours, okay? And that I didn't ask you to statement, that kind of like exposes the truth in general, intentionally or not. You should be realizing that. So what I told my client after he asked me that, I just said, hey bro, I don't know, all right? I was a fraud. I didn't say all this. This whole channel's fraud content. This is all fraud content, all right? I didn't say all that. You think I'm a philosopher? No, I'm a pseudo-intellectual LARPer, dog. I don't do any of this stuff. I wasn't wearing this today. I mean, I did wear this outside today, but I'm not.